Hey YouTubers, it's Mad Morta, and this is part 2 of the Wii portable worklog. And this right here is the entire Wii, except for Wi-Fi. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, but who needs Wi-Fi anyway? The only thing I'd use Wi-Fi for would be like Netflix, but it's a pain to wire up, and it's really not worth it. So it's got the Bluetooth module right here. And that's working, it's tested and working. The sync button is right here. This is not where its final location. This is a random spot where I hung it to sync. This random wire over here is actually the reset button, and all you have to do is connect it to ground and it'll return to the main menu of the Wii as opposed to the portableized Mii menu. Because I found out that you can't... I spent like 2 hours troubleshooting the Bluetooth module, but really the problem was that you can't sync a Wii remote in the portableized Mii menu. You have to hit reset to go back to the main menu to sync it, and I couldn't figure out why my Wii remote wasn't syncing, and then I found out that this was fine the whole time, so boo. But that was embarrassing. But here's the USB and the yeah, there we go. The flash drive goes in this side over here. So closer, the side closer to the L and start buttons. So that's L, start, Z, R, with the flash drive port that I 3D printed. This is the MX chip, and that was tested and working, but I kind of like redid where it was. It was just hanging off like way up here like this is, but today I took my time and moved it over here and made the wires real nice and stuff, or as nice as they can get when there's like 10 of them right there. But let's see, the only thing the MX chip really does is, well, does two things. It lets you, it affects two things, I should say. It'll affect, if you don't put the MX chip in, you can't play games like Animal Crossing where you need the real-time clock to keep track of. And be accurate. You're gonna get Mr. Resetty like every time you turn it on if the MX chip isn't hooked up. And then the other thing is, without it you can't play Nintendo 64 or NES Virtual Console games. You can play them on their emulators, but not on the Virtual Console. So I hooked it up just so I could play Paper Mario and Animal Crossing if I want. Yeah, so everything's working. This is the whole Wii. It was actually way easier than I thought it would be. Much easier than a GameCube for sure. Although I will say that the regulators are like awful to do. They really shouldn't have been, but I think like the resistors, just getting the resistors right. I have like a whole box of resistors, and just getting the right combination for the resistance that you need was just awful. And if I'd ordered them, it wouldn't have been that bad, but yeah, so on the regulators, I would say that you should definitely check with your multimeter, check the ohms. You can't really see them. You need these resistors on there, and how much resistance you have determines what voltage they output. And resistors have like a range. So if it's 1,000 ohm resistor, it might be like 900 ohms instead. So let's say that, you needed 1,100 ohms for this one, just as an example. So you figure, well, it's 1,100, I'll just use 1,000 because that's close enough. But if your resistor is only 900, you're twice as far off as you think you are, and that might be enough to make the Wii not boot. So actually check it with your multimeter, especially if you have two, because then they're like doubly off what they should be. So just check that. I think that was what was wrong with my first Wii, was that it wasn't the Wii, it was the regulators were a bit off, but I'm not sure because I trimmed this Wii number 3, at the same time as I fixed up the regulators and made the resistors a little bit closer, so I think it was the resistors, but I'm not sure. I never did figure out what was wrong with Wii number 1. So, oh, you can see that this battery is actually from a PlayStation 2, and you can see that I actually cut out a little piece of the PlayStation 2 motherboard and just kind of put electrical tape under it so it wouldn't short anything. I'm just kind of stuck it on here. I will glue it down, but I'm out of epoxy right now. So the point of this was, rather than have like a battery actually soldered in, I wanted one that I could plug and unplug, because my whole thing for this is that I want it to be really nice and just easy to take back apart. I want it to be compact, but like well built. No hot glue, no, you know, maybe a little hot glue just to hold stuff where it is, but not a lot. And no duct tape type solutions. So, and definitely no having to desolder 10 different things. So my whole idea for this, the things I still have left to hook up, the regulators I have to hook up again because I took them off so I spent today just kind of reorganizing all the wires and making sure that it fits physically in the case. I even sanded it a bit more to get it a bit smaller so the batteries will have a bit more room. So the only things left are audio, video, and the GC Plus board, and the heatsink and the fan. But the heatsink fan will take like 10 minutes, so not a big deal. But I'm waiting on my LCD driver board for the video. And since the audio is actually going to fit underneath the LCD screen, I'm kind of waiting on the LCD driver board to do audio as well. And that just leaves the GC Plus, which I'd like to do last. I kind of want to get my batteries and regulators and everything like in here before I do the GC Plus. And the reason for that is because with the GC Plus, you know, I've got like all these. Oh, I don't think I showed you guys this. I'm pretty happy with this. This is my ABXY buttons. Ignore that. I have to get a new thing. I put a screw in too far and it poked up the top, so don't do that. These are my ABXY buttons, and they're clicky because they're from a 3DS, but they're actually 3DS buttons in a 3DS faceplate. But this is a new 3DS D-pad circuit board, and it's got these nice little tabs that you can solder to. It's tiny. This is about as thin as you could possibly get. Definitely thinner than if you use like a DS board, and it's thinner, but it's also like smaller. It's perfect. And I need to order screws for this and for the joystick. So I'm gonna do the GameCube controller last because I have like kind of a whole bunch of stuff to do with that, and it all kind of has to come together all at once. So I'm actually going to be mounting the GC Plus board on the back of this. This is my, my faceplate. And I'm actually going to mount it on here, and all the wires, like this whole thing, like the ABXY, C-stick, joystick, and D-pad, as well as whatever buttons I also put on here, I'm not sure yet, but those are all going to the GC Plus, and then everything, so the GC Plus is like attached to here, and then everything of the GC Plus needs to go down here, so like left, right, Z, start, data, power, ground. Those buttons, or those wires, are actually going to be going through this. So I'm going to take, just like I did with this, I'm going to cut a little piece out of the motherboard. I found this inside of a Wii. And there's this double male cable and then 2 females. So per Wii, there's 2 females. Yeah, so I'm going to have it like actually plug in here, so that when I'm taking it apart again, I can unplug like the whole plate there. And same with the screen. So like the video signal, the power, ground, left audio, right audio, that's going to be a plug just like this too. Because I trust these more than I trust individual wires that I make myself, as far as like opening and closing a lot. And I also like the top half. I'm actually not sure. Here, one sec. The top half actually goes like that, and there's 2 screws, and you can unscrew the whole top half. And I want to be able to keep the audio and video in here without having to unscrew the faceplate for this, and then desolder audio and desolder video, and then take it off. I just want to be able to like take the 2 screws out and unplug like the whole thing if there's an issue down here that I need to work on. And same with the controller. If there's an issue with the controller or with the motherboard, I just want to be able to take it apart in large pieces. So 2 ribbon cables total, one for the audio video and one for the GC Plus board. Let's see, and I do have both of those already. Ooh, the sensor bar. It will have an integrated sensor bar, and I'm pretty proud of this. This right here is a 3mm infrared LED. You can buy them on eBay or you can pull them out of a sensor bar, but it's probably cheaper to get them on eBay. They're dead cheap. It doesn't really matter what size, I don't think. I ordered some 5mm ones, but got impatient and just took apart like a broken sensor bar that I found at the flea market for $1. So I 3D printed this little bracket to hold it, and you know, soldered these wires to the legs. And it basically just like fits up in there, and I'll do like a dab of hot glue or something like right there to just kind of hold it once I'm all done. But you can see I've drilled a hole here, and actually I might be able to show you. I think this side's positive. I can't see it turn on like with my eyes because it's infrared, but if you look through the lens of your camera, you should be able to see it when it turns on. There it is. See how it looks purple? Looks like a little purple light down in there. That's infrared. So your Wii remote needs 2 of those, although I think I actually got it working pretty dang well with one of them, but 2's a better idea because you can use 2 to decide to show the Wii remote how close it is to the screen. So if you put them really close together, it thinks it's really far away, which means that you can use it up close, which is kind of what I did here. So I have 2 of these, and they're in these little shoulder things. So I can use the Wii remote like right about here, like it's right, this is like the perfect range to use it is right here. And there's 2 of these. I have both of them done. The other one's actually black, but I do have a white one. I just did the black one first and then couldn't find the other black one because I figured I'd mess it up, so I did the black one as a test and came out fine. So I will do the other white one. I know these holes are a bit small, but I can always make them bigger, and the Wii remote can see them just fine as is, so I'm leaving them how they are now, but I may decide to widen them just a little bit later on, because when I paint it, you know, you paint something with a hole, then it tends to fill in the hole just a little bit. And I'd rather have it be a little bit bigger and fill in that hole a little bit than fill in a smallish one. So that's the sensor bar. This is my battery. And I think it is a RAV Power, I don't know, it's like a double cell one. It has it's kind of all taken apart. I was about to do the battery, but then I thought I should make Worklog number 2. This thing came off. These wires are crappy. You should always replace the wires that come on this because I've never seen good ones. Let's see. So, this is my battery, and it's got 2 cells, which should give me about 2 hours of battery life. It has a charge protection circuit, which you absolutely have to have with lithium-ion cells if you don't want to set your house on fire in the middle of the night. I'm not kidding. Or blow your hands up, or break your Wii portable that you put so much time into. You know, just get a protection circuit. Actually, I would recommend if you're looking at building a portable, I would actually strongly recommend that you not build your own pack. I would seriously recommend that you buy a pre-made pack. So for example, for the Wii, it can run off of 5 volts. That's the highest you need is 5 volts. And that's only for USB. Everything else is 3.3 volts or less. So phone battery chargers or phone, I don't know, I guess pocket batteries or whatever, those are all 5 volts. And if you get one that can output about 2.4 amps, that should do it. Oh, the Wii, I have it written down. The Wii by itself draws 1.24 amps, but if you put the MX chip and Bluetooth on it, then it's 1.85 amps. at 5 volts. So that's about like 6.5 watts as it is right now. So that's very little. Just again, that's 1.85 amps right now, and my battery can output 2.4. So the only things left to hook up are video, audio, and the fan. So I mean, the majority of it's all like right there. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so I would really recommend that you don't build your own pack until you've built a couple portables, because I'm pretty well read on the subject, and the more you learn about it, the more you realize that you should not build your own pack. And if you don't know that you shouldn't build your own pack, you really shouldn't build your own pack. It's kind of one of those things. There's a lot that can go wrong. They're dangerous, they're flammable, they explode. It's just, it's not good. So, yeah, that's just my little side note to you guys watching. I didn't build this pack, I bought it because I would trust manufacturers, good manufacturers, to make a safe battery more than I would trust me with Google to make a safe battery. So, yeah. This is a little switch that I have that I'm using temporarily, but it's not like my final switch for sure. It's not my final switch. I actually have like a whole bag of switches. See it organized. All those in the, not the bag inside the bag, but everything else are all just different switches. And they're all wrong. So I haven't found the perfect switch yet, but I will. I like this one though, because it has a little blue light and it lights up. But back on the battery, it charges with a micro USB cable, which is great because anytime you go on a trip where you'd bring your Wii Portable, you'll have a micro USB cable to charge your phone anyway. So you can bring an extra one or use your phone charger. It also has battery indicator lights built in, which is really cool. I'm not positive on how I'm gonna mount this, but I think I'm gonna have it where like the lights are facing out here and then the charge port is up top, because I don't want to have it on the sides, because it has a charge and play feature where you can charge and play at the same time. And for right now, whenever you plug or unplug the cable to charge it while it's running the Wii freaks out and either resets or just glitches and freezes. But it just disconnects for like a second, and that's what causes that, like half a second maybe. And so I think like a good sized capacitor would probably fix that, just to kind of keep it going for that half a second. So I'm gonna order like a 1,000 microfarad capacitor and see if that'll fix it. If not though, then you just have to be at a save before you stop charging your Wii. Or just, you know, not charge and play. I think that's it. Oh, I found out the reason that I have 2 USBs is not because I was cheap and used the one from a Wii, although I did. It's because if you have 2, you need one for the Portabilize Me software, and you need one for if you wanted to do, like for example, a GameCube game. Nintendo supports the Wii U GameCube adapter. So I haven't tested this, but I've been told that if you plug in your Wii U GameCube adapter, you'll be able to do like 4-player GameCube games through just that one port. So, like I said, I haven't tested that myself, but that's what I've heard. So, I left the second one in because at the very least I can charge my phone using the Wii Portable, or, you know, do some weird peripherals. Skylanders maybe. I could probably do Skylanders. Anyway, so that's about it. I don't think this will have a headphone jack, but today I did kind of think of a way to do a headphone jack, but I haven't tested it and I haven't started on audio yet, so that's a later problem. But that is my update on my work log, so thank you for watching.